Emily, a young woman yearning for solitude, sought refuge in an old, secluded house nestled amidst a tranquil forest. She craved solace from the chaotic world that consumed her days. Unbeknownst to her, the house harbored a dark past, its secrets shrouded in mystery. James, a local historian, possessed a wealth of knowledge about the house's enigmatic history. Drawn to Emily's presence, he sensed her vulnerability and understood her quest for seclusion. Driven by a desire to uncover the truth, he approached her cautiously, offering glimpses of the house's haunting past. As Emily delved deeper into the house's eerie atmosphere, she became entangled in its enigma. James guided her through the shadows of forgotten tales, weaving a narrative that revealed a web of secrets and tragedy. Together, Emily and James embarked on a journey to unravel the house's dark past, each driven by their own desires. Their paths intertwined, bound by curiosity, as they faced the lingering spirits and untold stories that awaited them within the haunted walls. Emily, seeking solace, moved into an old house, oblivious to its haunting history. Enveloped by the charm of the worn walls and creaking floorboards, she began to call it home. Unbeknownst to her, the house held secrets, echoes of forgotten souls. As night fell, whispers brushed against her ears, and shadows danced in the corners of her vision. Unsettled, she questioned the source of the unease that permeated the air. The town's locals, guarded in their silence, observed Emily's arrival with trepidation. They knew the house's dark past, a tapestry of sorrow and lost souls trapped within its timeless embrace. As Emily delved deeper into her new dwelling, signs of the house's haunting history revealed themselves. Cold drafts whispered secrets, and apparitions flickered in her peripheral vision. Fear entwined with curiosity, propelling her to unearth the truth hidden within the walls. Unaware of the peril that awaited, Emily journeyed further into the house's enigmatic depths, unwittingly awakening the dormant spirits and unraveling a tale that would intertwine her destiny with the ghosts of the past. In the old house, strange occurrences stirred, unsettling Emily's newfound sanctuary. Eerie noises reverberated through the halls, whispers that chilled her to the bone. Objects shifted mysteriously, defying the laws of reason and logic. Unease permeated every corner, casting a veil of uncertainty over Emily's daily life. She questioned her own sanity as the line between reality and the supernatural blurred. Shadows danced with malevolence, their sinister movements captivating her attention. The house became a stage for the unknown, a playground for forces beyond comprehension. Night after night, Emily found herself a witness to the inexplicable, her heart pounding with fear and fascination. Desperate for answers, she sought solace in James, the local historian. Together, they embarked on a quest to unravel the enigma that plagued her dwelling. Their journey led them to hidden rooms and forgotten diaries, shedding light on a history steeped in tragedy and lingering spirits. As the occurrences intensified, Emily and James grew ever more entangled in a web of supernatural phenomena, their search for truth becoming a battle against the forces that sought to consume them. Within the labyrinthine depths of the old house, Emily's curious exploration unveiled a hidden room concealed for ages. With trembling hands, she turned the rusty key, unlocking a realm untouched by time. As the door swung open, a suffocating aura engulfed the air, and a malevolent presence stirred from its slumber. The room exuded an ominous energy, its walls adorned with faded symbols and cryptic writings. Unbeknownst to Emily, her actions had unleashed an ancient force, hungry for vengeance and desperate to escape its confines. The malevolence seeped into every corner, saturating the air with a chilling chill. Terrified yet resolute, Emily delved deeper into the secrets of the hidden room, driven by a desire to understand the darkness she had unwittingly awakened. She unraveled forgotten stories of betrayal, tragedy, and unfinished business that bound the malevolent entity to the house. As the malevolent presence grew stronger, its tendrils reaching out to grasp the living, Emily and James joined forces, their bond forged in a fight against the malevolent force's grip. They sought a way to contain or banish the darkness, their own lives entwined with the fate of the haunted house they now called home. The haunting within the old house intensified, tormenting Emily with relentless fervor. Terrifying manifestations shattered the veil of normalcy, unleashing a nightmare into her waking reality. Ghostly apparitions materialized, their spectral forms sending chills down her spine. Malevolent whispers echoed through the halls, their words weaving a tapestry of fear. Objects levitated and crashed, defying the laws of nature, while unseen forces tugged at her sanity. Nightmares plagued Emily's restless sleep, twisted visions that blurred the lines between dream and reality. She found herself trapped within a realm of torment, pursued by shadowy figures and tormented by her deepest fears. James, steadfast in his resolve, stood by Emily's side, their collective strength the only shield against the escalating horrors. Together, they sought answers, delving into ancient texts and consulting spiritual guides, hoping to uncover a means to quell the storm. As the haunting reached its zenith, Emily and James confronted the darkness head-on, their resilience tested to the limits. They fought against the malevolence, determined to reclaim their lives from the clutches of the sinister forces that sought to consume them whole. With urgency in his voice, James warned Emily of the perilous dangers that lurked within the haunted house. He recounted tales of past victims, consumed by the malevolence that dwelled within those very walls. He cautioned her against the seductive allure of the supernatural, emphasizing the treacherous path she had unwittingly embarked upon. The house, he revealed, possessed a voracious hunger for souls, ensnaring those who dared to venture too far into its depths. James spoke of the malevolent entity's insidious nature, how it preyed on vulnerabilities and twisted desires. Its power grew with every soul it claimed, and the consequences of succumbing to its influence were dire. Filled with a mix of fear and determination, Emily listened to James's warnings, her heart heavy with the weight of their shared burden. They forged a pact, vowing to face the darkness together, arming themselves with knowledge and resolve. As the haunted house's grip tightened, Emily and James prepared themselves for the ultimate battle against an ancient evil, their unity in understanding their greatest weapons against the lurking dangers that threatened to consume them both. The malevolent presence, relentless in its pursuit, preyed upon Emily's deepest fears, relentlessly pushing her towards the brink of madness. It whispered taunting words that echoed through her mind, exploiting her vulnerabilities with sadistic precision. Nightmares consumed her nights, merging with her waking hours as hallucinations bled into reality. The boundaries between the tangible and the ethereal blurred, leaving Emily trapped in a nightmarish existence. Each step she took within the house felt like a descent into a labyrinth of psychological torment. Shadows twisted and contorted, morphing into grotesque forms that twisted her perception. Dread permeated the air, suffocating her every breath. James, undeterred by the mounting malevolence, stood as a beacon of strength in the face of Emily's crumbling sanity. He fought to anchor her to reality, using his knowledge of the house's dark past to navigate the treacherous waters of her deteriorating mind. With every passing day, the malevolent presence tightened its grip, pushing Emily closer to the edge. The battle for her sanity had begun, and she clung desperately to the hope that she could overcome the malevolence that threatened to consume her whole. Vivid hallucinations plagued Emily's every waking moment, blending with reality in a twisted dance of torment. Disturbing visions, like shards of a shattered mirror, fragmented her perception, distorting the world around her. Faces contorted into grotesque masks, whispering horrors only she could hear. Sinister figures loomed in her peripheral vision, their presence a chilling reminder of the malevolent forces at play. Shadows writhed with a life of their own, reaching out to ensnare her fragile psyche. Her mind became a battlefield, where nightmares waged war against her fragile sanity. Delusions whispered in her ear, spinning tales of despair and impending doom. Reality and illusion intertwined, leaving Emily adrift in a sea of uncertainty. James, unwavering in his support, fought to ground her amidst the chaos of her fractured mind. He offered solace and guidance, using his knowledge to distinguish between the real and the phantasmal. Yet, as the hallucinations grew more vivid, Emily struggled to discern what was real and what was merely a product of her tortured imagination. The line between sanity and madness blurred, threatening to consume her entirely in a maelstrom of haunting visions. Emily's mental state spiraled into a disorienting abyss, her grip on reality slipping as she battled to distinguish truth from the encroaching supernatural. The malevolent presence toyed mercilessly with her fragile psyche, intensifying her confusion and despair. Reality became a shifting kaleidoscope, distorted by the haunting's relentless assault. Whispers and phantom touches plagued her senses, eroding her grasp on the tangible world. She questioned her own perceptions, unable to trust her own senses. The boundaries between the physical and the ethereal blurred, leaving Emily trapped in a labyrinth of uncertainty. Shadows morphed into sinister entities, while familiar faces twisted into grotesque masks of malevolence. Paranoia gnawed at her, fueling her descent into a dark abyss of anguish. James, witnessing Emily's agonizing struggle, became her lifeline, a beacon of reason amidst the chaos. With unwavering determination, he fought to anchor her to reality, offering unwavering support and guiding her through the treacherous realm of the supernatural. As Emily's mental fortress crumbled, she teetered on the precipice of her own sanity, desperately seeking a way to reclaim her shattered mind and distinguish the truth from the ghostly fabrications that threatened to consume her whole. In a solemn revelation, James unveiled the tragic history that plagued the house, a tale of anguish and a vengeful spirit seeking revenge. He spoke of a past filled with betrayal and unfinished business, a legacy that now held Emily captive. Long ago, a young woman had suffered a grave injustice within those very walls. Her spirit, consumed by rage and sorrow, lingered in a perpetual state of unrest, craving retribution against those who had wronged her. James recounted the dark events that had unfolded, revealing the nameless spirit's insatiable thirst for vengeance. He spoke of her restless presence, relentless in her pursuit of justice, leaving a trail of fear and suffering in her wake. Emily's heart trembled with empathy as the tragic tale unfolded before her. She understood the malevolent force that had gripped her, the spirit's desire for vindication resonating within her own wounded soul. Armed with this knowledge, Emily and James united, determined to seek resolution and put the vengeful spirit's tortured soul to rest. Together, they embarked on a perilous journey, braving the supernatural depths of the house in a race against time to bring peace to the restless spirit and free themselves from its malevolent grip. With a surge of newfound resolve, Emily realized that she alone held the key to end the haunting that plagued the old house. It was a daunting realization, but she knew that to break free from the malevolent entity's grasp, she must confront it head-on. No longer paralyzed by fear, Emily embraced her inner strength and steeled her spirit. She understood that running or hiding would only prolong the torment. It was time to face the darkness that had consumed her sanctuary. Armed with the knowledge of the house's tragic past and the support of James, she ventured into the heart of the haunted dwelling. She summoned her courage, refusing to be swayed by the apparitions that taunted her or the horrors that lurked within the shadows. With each step, Emily embraced her own resilience, fueled by a determination to free herself and put the restless spirit to rest. She called upon her deepest reserves of bravery, ready to engage in a battle of wills with the malevolent entity that held her captive. Emily's path was arduous, but she remained steadfast, unyielding to the entity's attempts to break her spirit. The time had come to confront her fears, her strength shining as a beacon of defiance against the forces that sought to claim her soul. United in their quest to vanquish the malevolent entity, Emily and James delved into ancient texts and obscure lore, seeking knowledge of rituals and protective charms to aid their perilous journey. They combed through dusty tomes, deciphering cryptic symbols and deciphering forgotten incantations. Each word and sigil held the potential to be their salvation, a tool to ward off the malevolence that had ensnared them. Hours turned into days as they tirelessly researched, their shared determination driving them forward. They consulted wise elders and sought guidance from spiritual guides, their collective efforts illuminating a path towards liberation. Armed with newfound knowledge, they prepared themselves for the crucial confrontation ahead. They gathered herbs, crystals, and sacred artifacts, weaving a tapestry of protection against the dark forces that awaited them. With focused intent, they performed the rituals, their voices resonating with power as they invoked ancient blessings. They adorned themselves with charms, symbols of strength and resilience, ready to face the malevolent entity with fortified spirits. Emily and James stood side by side, their hearts intertwined, as they embarked on the final stage of their journey. Armed with ancient wisdom and protective enchantments, they stepped boldly into the fray, their shared determination blazing a trail towards the liberation they so desperately sought. Emily and James, fortified by their research and protective measures, braced themselves for a harrowing confrontation with the vengeful spirit that held them captive. Hearts pounding, they ventured into the heart of the haunted house, where the malevolent entity awaited them. The air thickened with an oppressive presence as they entered the chamber of darkness, where the spirit's wrath lingered. Eerie silence enveloped them, broken only by the faint whispers that slithered through the ethereal void. With unwavering resolve, Emily and James faced the vengeful spirit, meeting its malevolence head-on. They called upon their accumulated knowledge and invoked ancient rites, channeling their collective strength against the entity's relentless onslaught. A battle of wills ensued, each side refusing to yield. The spirit unleashed its fury, manifesting as a spectral force of rage and anguish. Yet, Emily and James stood firm, their determination unyielding. Through courage and compassion, they began to unravel the truth behind the spirit's pain, offering solace and understanding where there was once only bitterness. As the confrontation reached its apex, forgiveness became the weapon that severed the chains of vengeance. In a moment of profound catharsis, the vengeful spirit dissipated, its anguished energy finding release. Emily and James emerged from the confrontation forever changed, having conquered not only the malevolent entity but also their own fears and limitations. As they stepped out of the haunted house, they carried with them the weight of the past transformed into lessons learned and a newfound appreciation for the fragility and resilience of the human spirit. In their courageous confrontation with the vengeful spirit, Emily and James faced a relentless onslaught of physical and psychological torment. The entity fought back with an intensity that tested their resolve to the core. Unseen forces lashed out, hurling objects and distorting the very fabric of reality. Emily and James braved the onslaught, their bodies bruised and battered, but their determination unbroken. The spirit, aware of their intentions, preyed upon their deepest fears and insecurities. It twisted their minds with haunting illusions and whispered malevolent thoughts, threatening to shatter their sanity. Psychological torment merged with physical agony as the entity unleashed its wrath. Sleepless nights turned into a haunting cycle of nightmares and sleep paralysis, each moment fraught with terror and despair. Yet, in the face of unimaginable pain, Emily and James found strength in their unwavering bond. They supported one another, lending courage and solace amidst the storm of torment. With resilience and defiance, they weathered the entity's attacks, refusing to yield to its relentless assault. Their unwavering spirit served as a shield against the malevolence that sought to break them, a testament to the indomitable human spirit in the face of darkness. The battle against the vengeful spirit reached its climactic crescendo, pushing Emily and James to their very limits. They stood on the precipice of triumph or tragedy, their strength tested like never before. The entity unleashed its full fury, unleashing a tempest of supernatural forces that threatened to overwhelm them. Every fiber of their being trembled under the weight of the confrontation, but they refused to back down. Emily and James tapped into reservoirs of courage they never knew existed. They fought with every ounce of their being, a symphony of determination and resilience that echoed through the haunted halls. In this moment of ultimate struggle, their minds and bodies strained under the immense pressure. Fatigue threatened to consume them, doubts clouded their thoughts, but they pressed on, united in their purpose. With an act of profound sacrifice or an unexpected stroke of ingenuity, they found a glimmer of opportunity amidst the chaos. The tide began to turn, and the vengeful spirit wavered, weakened by their unyielding resolve. As their collective efforts reached a crescendo, the battle reached its zenith. The entity's malevolence waned, its grip on the house and their souls finally breaking. Exhausted but victorious, Emily and James emerged from the climactic battle forever changed. They had triumphed over the darkness, their shared journey a testament to the strength of the human spirit in the face of insurmountable odds. In a heart-wrenching moment of clarity, Emily made the ultimate sacrifice. With tear-filled eyes and a heavy heart, she realized that to save James and bring an end to the haunting, she had to offer herself as a willing sacrifice. Resolute in her decision, Emily faced the devastating truth that her own life was the key to breaking the malevolent entity's hold on both James and the haunted house. She knew that her sacrifice would sever the last thread that bound the spirit to the earthly realm. With a heavy yet determined heart, Emily bid farewell to James, assuring him that her sacrifice was necessary to ensure their freedom. Their shared journey had forged an unbreakable bond, and now she would give her life to protect him. In a solemn act of selflessness, Emily stepped into the heart of the haunting, bracing herself for the final confrontation. She faced the vengeful spirit with unwavering resolve, knowing that her sacrifice would be the catalyst for their salvation. As the haunting came to its climactic conclusion, Emily's sacrifice unleashed a profound release of energy. The malevolent entity dissipated, its power shattered, and the haunting that had tormented them was finally vanquished. Though heartbroken by Emily's sacrifice, James carried her memory and the lessons learned within his soul. The haunted house stood as a testament to their shared struggle, forever marked by the profound sacrifice that brought an end to the haunting and granted them the freedom they so desperately sought. In a heart-rending twist of fate, just as James prepared to accept Emily's sacrifice, he stumbled upon a hidden revelation, a way to banish the vengeful spirit without requiring her selfless act. In a flurry of desperate research and tireless exploration, James uncovered an ancient incantation, a forgotten ritual with the power to sever the entity's ties to the mortal realm. It held the promise of liberation for both Emily and the haunted house. With renewed hope coursing through his veins, James shared his discovery with Emily, their spirits lifting in tandem. The weight of impending loss began to dissipate, replaced by a glimmer of possibility. Together, they meticulously prepared for the momentous task ahead. Their determination burned bright, fueled by the newfound hope that had breathed new life into their battle-worn souls. As they stood before the vengeful spirit one final time, James spoke the ancient incantation with unwavering conviction. The air crackled with energy as the words echoed through the haunted halls. In a blaze of ethereal light, the spirit recoiled, its grip on the house and their lives finally shattered. A sense of triumph washed over them, their souls unburdened by sacrifice as they witnessed the banishment of the malevolent entity. Emily and James embraced, grateful for the miraculous turn of events that had spared them from an unbearable loss. Their journey had evolved from one of sacrifice to one of redemption, forever intertwined in a bond forged through adversity and the unyielding power of love and resilience. Their plan unfolded with a bittersweet success, the vengeful spirit banished and the haunting brought to an end. However, in a heart-wrenching twist, Emily was tragically lost in the process. As the ethereal energies dissipated, a profound silence descended upon the once haunted house. James stood amidst the remnants of their battle, his heart heavy with grief and the emptiness left by Emily's absence. With tear-filled eyes, James mourned the loss of his brave companion, the one who had stood by his side throughout their arduous journey. Her selflessness and unwavering courage would forever be etched in his memory. Though the haunting had ceased, the house echoed with the ghost of their shared experiences. James was left with a mix of gratitude for the victory they had achieved and an unyielding sorrow for the price they had paid. In the aftermath, James carried Emily's legacy within him, forever changed by their intertwined destinies. The house became a melancholic reminder of the sacrifices made and the enduring power of love, even in the face of profound loss. Grief enveloped James, a heavy shroud that clouded his every thought. Guilt gnawed at his conscience, tormenting him with relentless questions of what he could have done differently to save Emily. He wandered through the echoing halls of the haunted house, the empty rooms echoing with his sorrow. Each step echoed the ache in his heart, a constant reminder of the void left by Emily's absence. Sleep eluded him, plagued by haunting dreams and restless nights. Memories of their time together mingled with regrets, and he yearned for a chance to rewrite their tragic ending. Days turned into weeks, and still, James wrestled with his guilt and grief. He sought solace in the remnants of their shared journey, cherishing the moments they had, but haunted by the realization that he would never hear her voice or feel her presence again. In his sorrow, James found solace in memories, treasuring the bond they had shared. And as time passed, he vowed to honor Emily's memory by embracing life, carrying her spirit within him as he navigated the world with a renewed appreciation for love and the fragility of existence. With a heavy heart, James made his way to Emily's final resting place. The graveyard stood still and solemn, a stark reminder of the permanence of her absence. He knelt before her grave, tracing the letters of her name with trembling fingers. In the quiet solitude of the cemetery, James made a solemn vow. He promised to honor Emily's memory by dedicating his life to helping others facing paranormal challenges, just as they had once faced together. From that moment forward, James became a beacon of guidance and support, offering his knowledge and expertise to those in need. He sought out those plagued by hauntings and malevolent forces, extending a compassionate hand to those trapped in their own battles. Drawing from his shared experiences with Emily, James provided solace and reassurance, helping others navigate the terrifying unknown. He shared their story, offering hope and guidance to those who felt lost in the darkness. In helping others, James found solace and purpose. He carried Emily's spirit within him, a guiding force that fueled his determination to bring light to those trapped in the shadows. Emily's memory lived on through his selfless actions, a testament to the enduring power of love and the strength forged in the face of loss. The house, once plagued by a malevolent presence, now stood as a somber reminder of the sacrifice made and the battles fought within its walls. It stood as a testament to the triumph of love and resilience, but also as a solemn monument to the price paid for freedom. The scars of the haunting remained etched upon its structure, a visible testament to the battles waged and the darkness overcome. No longer haunted, it carried a sense of melancholy, a lingering aura of the past. People passed by, unaware of the haunted history, oblivious to the depth of emotions embedded within its very foundation. But for those who knew the story, who had witnessed the battles fought within, the house held a special significance. It became a symbol of courage, a reminder that even in the face of despair, there was hope. It stood as a solemn reminder of the sacrifice made by Emily, a beacon of remembrance for her bravery and the lasting impact of her selfless act. The house served as a constant reminder that the battle against darkness was ongoing, that there were others in need of help and support. And so, those who knew the story remained vigilant, standing ready to offer guidance and strength to those who faced their own paranormal challenges. James continued his tireless work in the paranormal field, dedicating himself to helping others and sharing his knowledge. Yet, deep within his heart, he remained haunted by the memory of Emily, a ghostly presence that lingered with every step. Every investigation, every encounter with the supernatural, carried a weight of bittersweet memories. He saw glimpses of Emily in the faces of those he helped, a painful reminder of the void left by her absence. He found solace in the belief that his work honored her memory, continuing the legacy they had begun together. But there were nights when the weight of grief threatened to overwhelm him, when the echoes of their shared laughter and whispered confessions resurfaced, only to fade away like distant echoes in the night. Yet, amidst the haunting memories, James persevered. He drew strength from Emily's spirit, carrying her love and bravery as a guiding light in the darkest of moments. In helping others, he found a way to keep her memory alive, a flickering flame of remembrance that burned with every paranormal challenge he faced. As James delved deeper into his work, encountering other ghostly apparitions became an inevitable part of his journey. Each encounter served as a stark reminder of the price paid for confronting the supernatural, a constant echo of the sacrifice made by Emily. Every spectral encounter stirred a tumult of emotions within James. The apparitions he faced carried their own stories, their own tragedies, mirroring the haunting presence of loss that lingered within him. In the ethereal whispers and fleeting glimpses, he saw shades of Emily, forever intertwined with the ghosts of others. Each encounter reinforced the weight of the battles fought, the sacrifices made, and the immeasurable toll of confronting the otherworldly. Haunted by these encounters, James faced a constant struggle to reconcile the dangers and the profound impact of his chosen path. Yet, he persisted, knowing that the work he did was essential, even if it came at a heavy cost. For every ghostly apparition he encountered, James was reminded of the fragile balance between the realms, the delicate dance between the living and the dead. He carried the weight of their stories, their unfinished business, vowing to honor their presence and to ensure that their voices were heard. In the face of these reminders, James stood steadfast, forever cognizant of the price paid and the eternal importance of his work in navigating the boundaries of the supernatural. As the story drew to a close, a sense of lingering sadness settled upon the narrative, leaving behind a poignant understanding that not all spirits may find peace. James carried with him the weight of those restless souls he encountered in his paranormal journey. He knew that for some, resolution would forever elude them, their ethereal existence tethered to the earthly realm by unfinished business or unspeakable tragedies. In the midst of his efforts, James understood that his work was not a definitive solution for every haunted spirit. Some ghosts remained locked in their eternal torment, forever caught in the grip of sorrow, anger, or remorse. The lingering sadness pervaded his being, a constant reminder of the limitations of his endeavors. But within that sadness, he found a renewed determination to be a compassionate guide for those who were lost and a source of comfort for those who still yearned for peace. With every encounter, he offered a listening ear, a comforting presence, and a voice for those who had been silenced. While he couldn't always deliver the closure they sought, he remained steadfast in his commitment to acknowledge their pain and ensure their stories were heard. In the end, James accepted the inevitability that not all spirits could be released from their spectral chains. The story concluded with a somber understanding that some would forever wander, trapped in the realm between the living and the dead. Yet, in his ongoing journey, James carried their stories, their heartaches, and their longing for peace. And as he continued his work, he carried within him a solemn reminder that even in the face of lingering sadness, the power of empathy and understanding could bring a glimmer of solace to those spirits caught in eternal unrest.